New from 88 Films comes 1987's Masters of the Universe. Now, I was a huge fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe when I was younger. Thought it was one of the best cartoons going, and I was so excited and super eager to see this big screen live action adaptation of one of my favourite childhood shows. I mean, it was definitely a interesting concept at the time. I didn't really get to see much of Eternia in this film. In fact, it's a rather strange adaptation.
You will no longer stand between me and my destiny. But I will.
Not really the most faithful adaptation of a beloved TV show. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure it's a good movie. But man, do I love the hell out of this one. Taking these characters that I love and having great actors perform them. You've got Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, you've got Frank Langella as Skeletor, you have Meg Foster as Evelyn. It has a great cast. It has this really interesting plot, which when you remove it from the source material, is really kind of quirky and weird and very much eking into science fiction and not really the fantasy world that we have of He-Man. We have this interesting dichotomy of swords and sandals versus laser machines and flying machines. It just feels at odds a lot of the time. But there is something remarkably interesting and different about Masters of the Universe. It turns out that Eternia has been under attack by the evil Skeletor, who has captured the sorceress and is threatening to take over everything. Our heroes escape with the use of a cosmic key and end up on Earth, where a lot of the action will take place, almost as if they're just saving a lot of production budget by taking it to Earth.
Stay where you are, He-Man! One more move, and your friends will not live to see another day.
And you get these wacky characters making their way to Earth to fight He-Man in a series of bouts where you kinda know what the outcome is going to be. There are some forced family moments and forced emotional conflicts throughout this one. It's weird, it's big, it's loud, and it's somehow incredibly fun.
Native transportation! A primitive land boat! Enter!
Gwildor.
Looking at the whole idea of the cosmic key, of the spaceships, of the laser guns, these are all things that feel very different from the TV show. It's been flung in there, but within this world, this strange adaptation, it somehow fits. When you go back to Eternia, where we pretty much see the throne room, and that's pretty much all, other than some rock hovel the Gwildor stays in, it feels as if it's wanting to go that way, but feels as if it's been pulled into a different direction for everybody else who's not really fans of the show but might be interested in this big budget adaptation of a children's cartoon show. Masters of the Universe works for me. It works because it has this strange mix of science fiction and fantasy, much in the same way that Krull had a similar feeling. Masters of the Universe builds on that as well. Although none of the characters are really fully fledged or give me anything, they're all giving a little bit of a motivation one way or another of how things are going to pan out. Frank Langella is terrific as Skeletor, even though he doesn't have a lot of movement within his mask. And Dolph Lundgren as He-Man is as stoic a hero as you would expect him to be, full of muscles and devoid of personality. There is something just heartwarmingly fun about Masters of the Universe. It's silly, it's over the top, it's a complete mismatch from its source material, and yet somehow I love it. I think it's incredibly fun. I love the action, I love the performers, I love the setting of being on Earth. I even love the ridiculously and silly cosmic key and how it's chained to musical notes that open gateways. It's bonkers in all the right ways. Let's dive into the disc of Masters of the Universe and see what extras 88 films have got for it. Here we are in the disc for Masters of the Universe. Let's go to the special features. Now, all of these talking heads have been taken from the Electric Boogaloo interviews that were made in 2014. If you have seen that documentary, you know it's all about canon, all about the company behind it, the two guys that ran it. So a lot of these interviews are skewed towards that. You have an interview with Dolph Lundgren, which is 30 minutes 6 seconds, which shows, you know, at the time he had a complete no knowledge of He-Man and felt it was a little bit embarrassing until seeing the fan base and how rabid it was. The best interview on this is with the director Gary Goddard, which runs at 44 minutes 39 seconds. Again, there's a lot of time spent behind the guys behind the studio, and they really get into the film. It's more fun, but I feel as if with most of these interviews they're focusing more on the company behind it rather than the actual production itself. Interview with the producer Ed Pressman, which is 7 minutes 26 seconds, with the co-writer Stephen Tolkien, which is a 3 minute 45 second interview. Then we have an interview with the production designer William Stout, which is 9 minutes 30, and then a Behind the Legend 1987 making of featurette, which is 4 minutes 33, like a pre-advertisement for the film. There's also a stills and poster gallery and the original theatrical trailer and teaser trailer, and that is the extras for Masters of the Universe. Here we have it. Masters of the Universe out now. If you were a fan of this film, pick it up. It is glorious. I had an absolute great time watching this unreal film. Unreal because, to be honest, I can't believe it got made, and I can't believe it's on Blu-ray, and I can't believe I still love it as much as I do. I'd love to know your thoughts on Masters of the Universe. Let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, fall somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.